Hello, and welcome to another episode of We Are Meant for More. Today, I have the absolute pleasure to introduce you to Becca Goldsberry, who'll be joining us today. Hello,
Hi, thank you for having me.
our pleasure. So, let me introduce you, let's tell the audience a little bit about you. You've got a lot of experience that you bring to us today, so I'm really excited for this. So Becca is an executive level sales and leadership coach with Southwestern Consulting. She has a lot of experience. She's worked with her family businesses, which included a 65-year-old excavation company, lake management and treatment company, and a farm management company. While also working with the family businesses, she's helped develop a family foundation, sat on numerous boards, and helped with business plans and strategies on how to incorporate the third and fourth generations. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go on a little bit more about you because you have worked as a family therapist and school counselor for 6 years prior to moving into sales.
Mhm.
And in addition to that, you are married and have a toddler.
I
So
do.
life is full.
It is very full. It's fun.
Oh, and I see you're giving a lot back because your mission and purpose is to help others see their greatest potential and pursue their dreams. So there's so much there to dive into today. So I'm excited. So tell me from your perspective
Yeah.
who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So my day-to-day job is really helping people live a life they love. So I see my job as a sales and leadership coach within Southwestern Company as someone that people can turn to, not just for business advice, but also helping them stay accountable and think outside the box for their business. And it doesn't matter what industry. And so my goal is always to be that accountability partner for our clients that I get the privilege to work with, but then also helping them grow their business, helping them because let's face it, business and personal life do bleed together. And so working on those skill sets to also help them have balance. And it's hard to have balance in life, but doing the things that they love, having more time with their friends, family, hobbies, things that they want to do while growing their business and really taking their business to the next level. So that's the day-to-day job, I guess, so to speak, is just really helping people take their business, take their careers, help them love what they do because I love what I do. And when people talk about hating their career or their job or they're frustrated with it, I get really sad for them because I want them to be able to find the passion for what they do, no matter what position or role it could be.
Okay, wow. When someone comes to you and you feel like they're not in love with their career, because that just immediately jumped out at me because there's so much of that where people are just burnt out or dread going to their job.
Mm.
What is it that you see in them and how do you help redirect them to find their passion again?
Great question. So typically, there's two big things that I find are almost prevalent with everyone, and it's their time management, their work-life balance. They feel burnout. They don't feel like they're accomplishing everything that they want to get done. So they're exhausted, all of those things. That's one piece of it. So there's, I think, some people that because they're exhausted and tired and mentally strained and they're not getting things done on those to-do lists, they're just frustrated at work. I think the other side is the lack of purpose, mission, vision. Their why may not be strong enough
Mm.
for what they're doing in their role. So a lot of times, depending why people are coming into coaching with us at Southwestern Consulting, we're really helping them in the beginning, figuring out what are the big goals that they want to achieve and
Mm.
help them find that happiness, that purpose, that mission, that why, because whatever you do, you need that why. Otherwise, they're not going to be happy. So it's one of two things typically. Another reason there could be, I've seen clients that come and they don't have the confidence in themselves and what they do. So there's maybe a lack of confidence. So we're working on positive self talk. We're working on confidence anchors. We're working on those things
Mhm.
so they feel like they're bringing as much as they possibly can to the table for what they do.
Yes, this is life-changing work because it's so important. And I don't think people know that they can make a change. And if they
Right.
suspect maybe they can, they don't know how.
Exactly.
And when you talk about that why, um, I know when people don't have a powerful why, kind of the dream fades and eventually it sort of gets abandoned.
Mhm.
When somebody suspects that maybe they have a why, but you're suspecting maybe it's not quite strong enough, how can they dive a little deeper to really figure out what their real why is? What's their driving force?
We've got a great curriculum and a process that we kind of walk people through. But I would say if you're struggling with that, sit down and ask yourselves a few questions. One, what truly makes you happy?
Mhm.
Two, what are some of the characteristics that you want to emulate from other people? um, because a lot of times it may be, I've had people tell me they want Mother Teresa's compassion. They want Jeff Bezos' business acumen to grow a business, right? So, what are those characteristics that you want to have more of?
Mhm.
And then really I say to find your purpose, your passion, not just what makes you happy, but what are you good at? A lot of times I don't think we sit down and really take stock of and really be honest with ourselves about what are we really good at? What are our strengths? And then what are some areas of opportunity that we can get better? And so if you really focus, what are your strengths? And then the things that make you happy, I think you're going to start figuring out what that why is.
I love that. Do you feel like people underestimate the ability that they have or their uniqueness? So I know
Mhm.
we all bring something to the table. And sometimes I see things in other women that just jump out at me like, oh, she doesn't even see it, like how amazing she is. Do you
Yep.
feel like sometimes people miss how amazing they are? Or do
Yes,
you see it and
100%.
maybe, yeah.
100%. Because think about it. A lot of times we just keep our nose to the grind and we don't really have self reflection. And it's something I had a leader once tell me is, sit back a couple times a year and think about what's going well, what's happening, and just do some introspective work on yourself. And it could be, for us women, it could be a spa day. It could be, running, fun errands and or, going for a hike or whatever the case may be. But I think as women, especially, I've seen it, even men too, we don't get a lot of compliments. People don't sing us praises. I currently have a client and they're struggling because they're not seeing a lot of just compliments from leadership of the company. And so now they're second guessing everything that they're doing, even when they're breaking records.
Yeah,
So I think it's so important for us as humans, leaders, we just need to be complimenting people because we forget about what we do well.
right. And then when you don't hear it, they probably feel undervalued, underappreciated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when somebody comes to you
Yep.
and they just feel like, so they're running a business, and but it's just kind of flat, and they don't quite know how to take the action, or maybe they have a vision, but they're feeling a little paralyzed to take action, whether it's doubt or what do you do for that person, or how do you help that person to kind of take action, step into the Jeff Bezos persona, or embrace the Mother Teresa side and bring that all to the table?
I think as coaches, so many just start barking orders. Well, you got to do it this way, this way, this way, and this way. But what we should be doing as coaches is really asking really great questions about
Mhm.
what has happened in the past, what is currently going on, what do they want in the future, and really just listening and hearing the answers. Because for the most part, people know what they need to be doing, they just don't do it. So, and sometimes as coaches, we hear things that maybe other people they don't hear, or it's like a big aha moment, like, "Oh, that's it." And so from there, you can really create a really good, strong strategic plan. So I think as a coach, it's about listening, asking really good questions, and then when there's that aha moment, helping them strategically plan how to do that next step.
Oh, I love it. I love it. This is amazing. I'm guilty of that in my business, of sometimes having what I think is a great idea and then feeling almost paralyzed to pull it off. Like, I don't know. And then I get nervous and then I don't take the action. Um, is there a trick or a tip for people when they're feeling stuck or paralyzed just out of fear alone to take a big step?
I love affirmations,
Mhm.
positive affirmations. And some people are like, oh, that's so hokey. But it's really not, um, because our brain was made to keep us safe. So we've got something what they call the DCR, the fight and flight. And it's how our brain was made is, when something is scary, our brain says, like, yeah, no, you don't have to go do it. You don't need to, you don't need to push the limits. But if you want to get to the next level, sometimes you got to go do the scary things. And to be able to reprogram our brain, we need to have positive affirmations. So, and there's a couple things that a really good affirmation has. One, it always starts with I. It's
Mhm.
always present tense. And then there's like an action, a call to action. So it's I am amazing at helping people take their business to the next level. I am amazing at gathering referrals. I am great at closing. I am a great leader. I am dot dot dot. So we have to reprogram all the negatives in our brain to move forward and do something new, do something scary, do something a little bit different that's outside our
Mhm.
comfort zone. So
Yeah,
I say positive affirmations are a great place to start.
I love it. Yeah, start creating the new neural pathways, the new belief system. Um, and I love that you mentioned putting things on paper. Like, something happens too when you start to put characteristics or even affirmations on paper.
Yeah. And I was going to say, I'm looking at my board now that's right behind my screen, and there's all my affirmations, my mission, my vision statements, our company creed, our team creed. It's all right there. So throughout the day, I'm just reprogramming my brain for all the good things. My vision board's over here, right? So you've got all these good things that you need to be seeing daily, continuously throughout the day.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, is that a vision board per se, or is it
I do have a vision board.
yeah.
And the fun part is when I started Southwestern Consulting is when I created it. So it'll be 13 years here in December. And the fun part is every time I complete and do complete something that's been on my vision board, I print a new picture of something else I want to accomplish, and I tape it over what I had already accomplished. So some of my pictures have multiple layers over the last 13 years. And so that's just a reminder that no, I'm accomplishing the things I want to accomplish.
Yes, I love that. And too often we accomplish something and then we just move right on to the next thing without taking a second to acknowledge, hey, I did that. I did that.
Exactly. Exactly. Except unless you're, you know, earned a company trip or something. That's how you that's your accolade. But personally, we need to, even if it's daily wins,
Yeah,
celebrate the daily wins.
absolutely. And acknowledge ourselves. Um, that is amazing. I have a vision board too, and little signs all over the over the house because it is that constantly retraining our brains and creating new beliefs.
Yes.
Oh my
Sure.
gosh, this is amazing. Do you work with men and women?
I do. Yes, I work with
Hmm.
women. There are at Southwestern Consulting. There's 175 of us around the world, and I
Hmm.
think there are coaches from 20 different countries. And we've coached people from 36, and we've coached over 23,000 people in the last 15 years, I do believe. And then we have worked with over 13,000 offices around the world. So, and it doesn't matter what industry. So we
That's
literally help everybody and anybody.
wow. I'm so happy you're here talking about this because I wouldn't even know, to know that that exists to bring your business or your trade or whatever it is to you and just get some direction.
Absolutely.
Can you think of a story off the top of your head, a success story, something that where you were able to transform a company or a business?
I had a client that I worked with for a couple of years and absolutely an amazing person, um, great family. And this person increased their business by like 75%. But even more importantly, this person actually sought help and overcame their addiction with alcohol and literally transformed their life, and had mentioned that if it wasn't for them being in coaching, they probably never would have took that step to work on themselves. So not only did we help them in their business, but through just conversations and asking questions and, having, that relationship with their clients, they were able to overcome something that so many people have a hard time with. So to me, that's a great client story that I just love, and that is very dear to me as well.
That's incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
And the ripple effect of that in that person's life.
And they have children and a spouse,
Mm,
and how it just transformed their family. It's just amazing, just amazing.
it is. Wow. I love that story. Um, yeah, that warms my heart because addiction trickles over, it impacts everything.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they didn't anticipate that when they started working
No,
with
nope,
you.
not at all. And so that to me, that's where, especially when you have a long-term relationship with clients, and like I said before, business bleeds into work and family and personal life and vice versa. And so it's all interconnected. It really is.
Mhm. Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm just thinking of so many stories, so many amazing clients I've had over the last 12 years that it just warms my heart. I've had people, increase their business, 650%. I've had people who they were working 70, 80 hours a week, and they got their schedule down to where they were working 35, 40 hours just as productive and still grew their business with cutting, 35, 40 hours out of their week. And because they were trying to grow their business and trying to grow as a company. And so helping them just create systems and processes, like, I mean, just so many amazing things that have happened that I've just been blessed to be a part of.
Right. Oh my gosh, such amazing work.
Yeah.
Such amazing work. I'm so thankful that you're here. Is
Yes.
there anything that you wanted to share with the audience that I haven't touched upon in with regards to what you do and what
Yeah.
people could anticipate with working with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I also, besides doing the one-on-one coaching, I also do corporate trainings for companies. And right now, especially in the fall and the beginning of the year, companies are always looking for guest trainers and speakers to come in, work with their team, set new goals for the upcoming year, strategically plan, maybe working on some of the leadership skills or the sales skills. So we can definitely pull something together for teams along those lines. And then for people who want to really just have a conversation, really grow their business, invest in themselves, to me, coaching is the best way to do that. I grew up as an athlete and I always had a coach in my life.
Mhm.
And there was a point in time where I didn't have a coach because when I worked for Sunrise Greetings, we didn't have coaches at the time. And when I got with Southwestern, I'm like, I myself have two coaches. So everybody needs a coach. I tell
Mhm.
everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs that accountability person, someone outside your industry who can give fresh ideas, but also hold you accountable to the things that you know you need to be doing to really take your business and your personal life to the next level.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. I got my first coach, it was probably close to 10 years ago, and
Yeah,
I will never not have a coach. It's
right.
maybe you outgrow a coach at a certain point, but you go on to another one because
That's
it
right.
keeps you advancing. It keeps you, as you use the word, accountable.
Mhm.
I can't imagine not having one anymore, to be honest.
No, and I have a coaching client that we're about to hit 200 calls here in a couple months. And so she's been with, we've been coaching together for a long time. And when she got into coaching, the goal was to retire within a couple years. Well, she found her passion and her love of what she does again. So now she's 76 and she's like, maybe I can start thinking about,
Oh,
retiring
love
again because she loves helping her clients. And we've just, over the last years, we just keep building her business, as a financial advisor. And now we're starting to look when that time frame is so she can have fun with her grandkids and kids and you know so I even if you're about to retire or are thinking about retiring, you still need a coach, and Lynn's always a great example of that. Doesn't matter what age you are. We've even had people in coaching um, who were in their 80s and had a coach.
oh my God, why not?
Why not?
Right.
Why not? They
Yeah.
wanted to go out with a bang in their career. So why not?
Hmm.
And they wanted to transition. A lot of people want to transition their business. They don't know how. Coach is a great way to figure out what that looks like, you know?
I absolutely love it, first of all. And how important is goal setting in terms of and do you set big goals or start with incremental goals or do you just focus on the real big goals so you're always moving? How do you feel about that?
I personally, for me, I love to set yearly goals.
Okay.
And then I have 3 and 5 year goals. However, for my yearly goals, I break them out into quarterly goals.
Mhm.
So it's measurable. It's not so big that it freaks me out to where I won't do things, right? But it's small, actionable steps during the quarter that I can stay focused in on. And then those steps and those goals are actually going to help me get to the big year end goal at the end of the year. And then when I hit that yearly goal, well, then that's going to help me with that 3 and 5 year goal too.
Oh, that's perfect. And then it allows you to have those little wins along the way. So you
That's
do
right.
feel like you're moving.
I like little wins. I am a, entertainer personality and I got to have small victories and small wins and being able to say kudos and that a girl, and let's go, let's keep going.
Yes, and I get that about your energy because number one, you have real fun, good energy, and you
Yeah,
have a
thank
lot of
you.
hobbies. So you have, well, certainly a toddler is very busy,
Yes.
and but it
Well,
sounds like you.
I guess he's not a toddler. He'll be 6, and I don't know what that's considered.
Okay,
So, he's in that age range where he's coming out of that toddler, still in kindergarten, right? But he's very active. Very
so
active.
fun, so fun. Oh. Well, thank you so, so much for your time. And
Absolutely.
Becca, I'm going to put all your contact information in the show notes. And you've also included a little gift for the audience members. What was in there so that people know what
So, yes, so when you complete that form, and there's a link, when you complete that form, you can sign up to receive a weekly email video of some tips, some ideas that I send out to people who just want to keep growing, whether it's time management, referrals, some sales techniques, some leadership techniques, or just some motivation just to keep going.
Mhm.
So it's my way of just kind of saying thank you and just keep people refreshed in the middle of the week on Wednesdays.
Yeah, and it allows people to kind of get into your energy and start get a
Yes,
taste of what goes on there.
absolutely, 100%.
That's wonderful. So access to that will be in the show notes, and I'll also, when the interview comes out, it'll be on my Facebook. So I'll make sure people can find it easily.
Yes, thank you.
Oh gosh, thank you so much, so much, so much for being here. This has been really, really helpful and really powerful.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. It's been wonderful, and thank you for just letting me share the good work.
Yes. And I will have, like I said, all the contact information in the show notes, but is there one brief spot that people you can easily find you?
Yeah, if you want to, I would say a lot of people go to my YouTube channel, so you
Mm-hmm.
can go and subscribe. I've got my podcast there as well, the links to my podcast. So you can definitely go there, or you can go to my website, which is southwesternconsulting.com /coaches /Becca Goldsberry. So, but if you just go to southwestern.com, you can look me up through the different coaches that we have.
Okay, Becca Goldsberry. And what's the name of your podcast?
Talk with Coach.
Talk with Coach. Okay, I love it. Any parting words for the audience?
I would just say when you're in self-doubt, go back to doing your positive self-talk and remember you are absolutely amazing and you are out there, helping people achieve their success no matter what you do.
Perfect. What a beautiful way to end. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
Thank you
it.
for to the audience, and yes, um, and thank you to the audience. If there's anybody you feel could benefit from this episode, please don't hesitate to share it, and we will see you next time.